Very good morning to all of you. And I, respected principal, directors, faculty, and most importantly, our bright new students. It's privilege to stand in front of you and to share my experience. And as you begin your journey, I hear that most of you are in computer science and artificial engineering, and I really welcome you. I understand this is first day of your college. I make sure that I don't bore you with lot of theories. Okay, I can see some smiling faces, some kind of some anxious face, some energetic face here sitting, and I'll try to give you a glimpse of how my experience has come and has taken me. And we have been in a generation where we have seen no internet to artificial intelligence to Gen AI to an space where we don't even have to think. Computers will think better than what we are thinking, right? So, with this note, I just want to kind of emphasize that it's first day of your college. It's first step into full future of possibilities. It is joy of welcoming next generation and innovators, entrepreneurs, thinkers, and also problem solvers and leaders. Okay, so I'll just emphasize few points, and I guess you will have some takeaway after this discussion. So, first of all, to start with, inspiration versus information. I think we are living in a world where, with one click of button, we get more information than doing 7, 8 PhDs today. I think all of you and you will agree with me. And information is tremendously available, and it's up to us on how to digest, or rather how to even emphasize and how to prioritize. Morning you search on some subject, and afternoon you will forget what topic you searched, and evening you will even forget and what to focus on. So most importantly, to begin with, the first key takeaway in my discussion here is that inspiration is more important than information. And you see, inspiration lights a fire inside you, and if you are inspired to do things, and this includes even the faculty member here, if if you are a, if you are a key source for inspiration for them, the information will automatically flow. These generation, the students will not look for information from us or information from their seniors or teachers. They only look for inspiration. So you start your journey, remember, inspiration will carry you further than any of your textbook. This is the first important note I want to say. And why AI and computer science matter today? I think you all are here. I don't have to bore you with even more information. Okay. But having said that, we are living in an historic moment where AI is not an history. It's already there, and we need to know how to use it. That is more important here. Whether it is healthcare, transportation, agriculture, or anywhere, AI is there. And when I was talking to my wife other day, she shared me a short story where after COVID, there was a woman who was having this recurring cough every now and then. And she was coughing whole night. She was not understanding what kind of medicine to take. They did almost all the tests possible. And finally, when she checked ChatGPT, it gave her it kind of asked her many questions, what kind of medicine she says she's consuming, and she got to know that she was taking a BP tablet where one composition can have an impact on the cough she was getting. Then it even gave an alternative medicine to her also. And with this, she went to doctor and she got it cross checked, and the doctor said possibly there can be this reason. And when she changed the medicine, the cough went. So this is the possibility with AI if it is rightly and correctly used. So the most important here is how electricity transformed, the whole industry in the last couple of years back. This is now the era of AI. So what we need to do is the whole lot of transformation. Today, the current invention, if you talk about the current invention is nothing but human intelligence. So you need to understand how to use this whole human intelligence and probably how to offset the knowledge. So today in industry, whenever we are working on any industry, we understand that there are no more coders who are really required. The Gen AI can give you a code which is almost 80% ready. So then we need to understand that the gap between what humans have to do versus what computers can do. If you can understand this gap, you will excel in your career. And most importantly, so engineering is exactly not about passing exam. It's about learning how to think and how to solve problems and how to build things that matter. So to be precise, you are not, being ready for jobs of today. By the time you finish 4 years, the whole technology will change. You need to understand that what are the gaps which exist and where do you need to focus so that you are sellable in the market. So, 3 lessons for your journey. This is the third part which I am talking. One is stay curious, always keep asking why, and the empathy part of understanding what customer needs. This is what is famously called as design thinking process. Build, fail, learn and repeat fast so that you will face bugs in your code, model won't learn, project may collapse. Failure is not opposite of success. Failure is the path of success. This is very important. So there was this story which happened that, there was a student, young engineering student, he walked into a wrong examination hall. And when he saw the paper, he almost fainted. He didn't know what to do. And then he started writing the exam. And in meanwhile, during the exam, he kind of derived 2-3 formulas, 2-3 theories, and he he felt that he had written answers which are not really bad. But remember, he had entered a wrong exam. When the result came, he was shocked. He had passed, he ran to professor and he asked, "Sir, how is this possible? I didn't even know the subject, I passed the subject." So the professor smiled and answered, "Sometimes in life, courage to try matters more than knowledge you already have." So in your journey, you will feel you are in wrong examination hall, and I sincerely request you not to panic, and sometimes effort and courage matter than perfect preparation. So most importantly, when you are going through all this education, you need to think beyond yourself and think about the society and the problems you want to solve. So there are places where AI models has helped predict oxygen shortage, save lives in rural India. AI are helping farmers detect crop disease. And I think if you go and look into your Book My Show, there is a movie today which talks about how AI has transformed beyond human life and how biases are still there in AI model as well. Even to be really honest, even in every scientific discovery, there is bias. If in scientific discovery and equation, if there are bias, AI also will have full of bias. You need to understand and not get trapped into the in the framework which are existing. So my next topic is emerging market. So the biggest opportunity which is there is currently in the emerging market. When people think of AI, they think of Silicon Valley, and nowadays even no more China is developing country, it is developed, and people think of China also. But trust me, the biggest opportunity is in emerging market like India. So in developed countries, engineers solve problem with abundant resource. In emerging country, we solve problems with constraints, and that sparks most creative solution. So like 60 years before or 80 years before, there were two economists, and one economist said, if you keep using natural resource like what you are using, everything will get depleted. And the second economist said, the delay in natural resources will non-linearly delay. It will non-linearly delay, keeping in mind, the consumers or the people who are there will kind of innovate in a way you will completely not have any depletion. So scarcity is not a weakness, it is an invitation to innovate. If you can solve problems in India, you can solve them anywhere in the world. So next, extending AI beyond IT. So many of you think AI is not only for IT company coding or app, but AI is much more than that. It is a universal innovation engine, to be really honest. So you have seen application, I think you guys have seen a lot of application in healthcare, in climate, in manufacturing, and so on. But my key message here is you have to think AI is actually not just an IT solution, and you need to make sure that you don't limit your potential here. You see it as a universal tool and probably you can open doors to real innovation. So the key takeaway here is, it's not you ask question how to build an algorithm. It's more like, which human problem can I solve with this algorithm? This is what is more required. Then you can bring any app, any framework, any method to solve it. But centricity of any problem should be what problems you are solving for human cause. So that mindset will transform you from coders into innovators. This is very important. And finally, like life beyond engineering, I certainly request you to build friendship, because this is the 4 years which you will kind of remember for your lifetime. And be fearless, keep asking question. Even you can go to competitions outside India, publish paper, and be responsible. Use technology for society, and be visionary. Take AI beyond IT into real innovation. This is really very important. This is what is missing in India today. So I welcome you once again. May you be inspired, you inspire others, and may your journey be here beginning of something extraordinary. But before this, beyond the hype of technology, this is something which is really important before I end my note here. One word of caution is, as you dive into AI and computer science, do not give too much of emphasis on the technology that is right in front of you, because trust me, you are getting ready for technologies which are not here today, which are here for which will sustain and stay for next 10 years. Every shiny tool or every big model, every framework may look exciting for you today, but remember, technology is not neutral. As I told, it carry biases, limitation, and hidden assumptions. Instead of like kind of memorizing complicated models or blindly following the latest trend which exists, and uh, you know uh, shrink them down and try to understand the core idea of what this code are trying to tell you. Once you sense the what model is really doing, then you go a step further and start asking, be a critic and ask why. What assumption does this algorithm have? Where it might fail? Who benefits from this technology and who are left behind? And how can I improve? The ability to move from excitement to understanding and from understanding to critic is what will make you a true user, and not just making a use of the tool which you have. Remember, great engineers don't just apply technology, they question it, and that question is what leads to real innovation. Thank you.